portfolio, even as speculation grows over the succession plan for Fed Chair. Bloomberg spoke exclusively with the Vice Chair for Supervision ahead of this week's meetings at Jackson Hole.
Well, right now I'm committed to doing the job that I have, and we've really hit the ground running with our request for information on check fraud and other payments fraud, with the SLR proposal that we just put out, the LFI rating system. We're taking a really hard look at our supervisory components and across our reserve banks, as well as at the board, to ensure that we're focused on material financial risk. So I have a big agenda. We're moving through it quickly. Obviously, we need to get the capital proposals completed in the near future. But, you know, I'm really focused on the job that I'm doing, and I'm grateful to the President for appointing me and the Senate for confirming me to this role. So that's what I'm focused on right now.
Well, some Republicans on Capitol Hill have suggested that we should change this three-headed regulatory system and maybe take regulation away from the Fed. What are you telling them, and what do you think the odds of something like that happening are?
Well, I think the most important part is to remember that we have a banking system that's a dual banking system. So we have national banks and we have state chartered banks. And the FDIC and the Federal Reserve oversee those state chartered banks together with the state banking commissions. So I think it's important that we maintain the ability to oversee both the state chartered banks and the OCC with the national banks, and that we have a rational framework that is very similar for all of those banks going forward, so there's not arbitrage between the three regulators. But Congress is obviously responsible for making any changes to that system, so I'll be working closely with them to ensure that they understand what we're focused on and what we're doing that's supportive of the efforts of all of the agencies together.
So you come out to Jackson, but you also go up to Capitol Hill a lot.
I spent some time on Capitol Hill, absolutely.
Fed Vice Chair for Supervision Michelle Bowman speaking exclusively with our colleague Michael Murty. Now it's also time for morning calls ahead of the Asia trading day, and Citadel Securities' Scott Rubner says retail investors may slow their stock buying in September before picking up again later this year. In a note to clients, Rubner called the surge in equity purchases structural, not cyclical. He says it's driven by consumer health and market engagement rather than a passing trend.
And Avril, Bank of America is advising clients to sell 20-year Japanese government bonds, citing rising political risks. Strategists Oliver Livingston and Tomonobu Yamashita say expansionary fiscal policy is now inevitable after Japan's ruling coalition lost its majority in both houses. As a hedge, the bank recommends Australian dollar bonds, specifically